Good afternoon, writers. Today we are going to study mentor texts and use them in our own writing. We want to make sure that you are looking at stories and looking at authors and seeing what did those authors do well to make their story very strong. We specifically want to look at how can we make sure our characters are being developed? Are we using enough description? Are we having their actions and thoughts and their words are those being used to describe what kind of personality traits our character should be displaying based on what you've started off and developed your characters from the very beginning? So I have for you here a little anchor chart that's going to show you how we can study mentor texts for our own writing. So if you can take a look, step one, you can select a part of the story that works for you. Name specifically what the author did on the page. So did they repeat actions? Did they use descriptive language? Did they break up some of that dialogue? And suppose why the author did this particular thing. So the author has a purpose for every move that they make in their writing. So you need to be thinking like an author too and think, is there a reason why I should be doing this or adding this into my story? How is it going to help it? You're going to look at your own writing and find places where it would help the text to try something similar. And then you're going to try it. So you are going to see, I have an example for you, a mentor text that this is also uploaded in Seesaw so that you can take a look back. This is from a book, Pippi Longstocking. And it's just a scene from a mentor text that I've typed up for you. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at the way that this author does things in their writing. And you are going to see how you can apply some of these in your own writing. We are working on the revision phase. So in this red, this is what the author has written. And then you have a couple of questions to answer to make sure that you are really dissecting what this text is as you scroll further down. A few minutes later, they were marching down to the road to town. Tommy, Annika, and Pippi with Mr. Nilsson on her shoulder. The sun was shining so gloriously, the sky was so blue, and the children were so happy. And in the gutter, along the roadside, the water flowed merrily by. It was a very deep gutter with a great deal of water in it. I love gutters, said Pippi, and, without giving much thought to the matter, stepped into the water. It reached way over her knees as she skipped along briskly. It splattered Tommy and Annika. I'm making believe I'm a boat, she said, plowing through the water. Just as she spoke, she stumbled and went down under. Or, to be more exact, a submarine, she continued calmly. Then she got her nose in the air again. Oh, Pippi, you're absolutely soaked, said Annika anxiously. And what's wrong with that? Asked Pippi. Is there a law that children should always be dry? I've heard it said that cold showers are very good for the health. So focusing in here, what did the author do well here? What did you notice? Did you notice some different vocabulary to really describe what's going on? So you're going to look at these questions. What did you notice this author did during this passage? What kinds of strategies did she use? I want you to be specific here. Next, you're going to think about what did you learn about Pippi in this passage? Specifically about the character. What did the author show through here? Could you think about maybe how Pippi's acting? What her responses were? What does that tell you about this character? And you're going to make sure that you have a specific piece of evidence from the text to show that. So remember, when you have your responses, you're going to want to make sure that you use complete sentences. After you've looked through and completed these two questions, you're going to go back into your story, and you're going to find one part in your story that you can revise and make sure that you are sharing your character details and making sure you're really fleshing out those characters to make it as descriptive as possible and making sure that their personality traits are showing through. All right, writers, off you go. Looking forward to seeing all the great things that you come up with.